Hello there. Thanks for joining me for another edition of the program Q Sports on ASEAN Television. My name is Jide Olaniran. Today, we will be looking at snooker. We've always been talking about pool, but today we will have a different dimension to things, and that is why we'll be talking about snooker. And joining me all the way from Egypt is the president of African Billiards and Snooker Confederation, Mr. El-Kammah Mohamed. Mr. El-Kammah Mohamed, thanks for joining me. How are you doing?
I'm good. It's a pleasure to be with you in this show.
Okay. All right, let's talk about the historic moment that happened. That was in 2019, that is in Rabat, yeah, when you guys were able to, you succeeded in having snooker as one of the sports at the Africa Games. How did it happen? Talk us through that.
Well, we joined OXA about 8 years ago, and we were doing our homework to know how to be included in the African Games, which is the highest sport level in Africa. And we learned that there is a technical part in the games and there is a commercial part in the games. The technical parts you discuss with the OXA, and the commercial with the ANUCA. And we made a good offer for the Moroccan Olympic Committee, and we gave them free of charge 4 snooker tables to start an academy in Morocco, so that their players, before going to an African championship or a world championship, they would practice with one of the top coaches and improve their standards, and therefore they can bring a medal to their country. So we made an offer, and we met the president of the ANUCA, the president of the OXA. We attended AGMs, and we sent a file which was eventually accepted, and we were included in the African Games for the first time in history, and we are very, very proud of that.
Yes, I noticed that the All Africa Games, it was just reduced, because if you look at the membership of African Billiards and Snooker Confederation, you have about 18 member nations or countries. But at the Africa Games, I noticed you just have few countries. Is it as a result of the fact that that was just the first edition, or you're thinking of having more next time?
In the beginning, we had 5 official entries from Egypt, from Tunisia, from Algeria, from Morocco, from South Africa. And then a lady in the Moroccan Olympic Committee sent an email to all countries saying that snooker is not included in the African Games, and that created a big problem for us. However, we recognized this because we were in contact with South Africa Olympic Committee, and they informed us that they received an email saying that snooker is not included. And I said, this is not true. And I have official letter from the president of the OXA, which I sent to them, but they required an official letter from the Moroccan Olympic Committee. And there was a confusion. And that's why not a big number of countries participated, because of that letter sent from Morocco Olympic Committee. But then we received a lot of entries, and from associations and federations want to join, because all Olympic National Olympic Committees recognized that snooker was in the African Games and will be in the coming African University Games as well. So the number of member countries increased to 18 countries, and we will be working for the African Games in, I think it would be in Ghana 2023. We will find out, because I think there is no official bid, but there is talking about Ghana 2023. And we will also bid to be included in Ghana 2023. And we will approach, once it is approved by the ANUCA, we will approach them and make them an offer. And hopefully they find it, like Morocco, an attractive offer. And more countries, we are targeting all countries, because Africa is 54 countries. And we hope, like any other sport, to reach the 54 countries, because snooker exists now in the whole world, and a lot of viewers and a lot of fans follow the sport. So it deserves to have the 54 African countries as members.
I agree with you because it's big. It's becoming big. It's a big sports globally right now, and a massive following by young people. Which brings me to the next question about the fact that snooker is now, of course, is being introduced to the university games. That's talking about the African University Games, which will be holding in 2022. Because coronavirus couldn't allow us to host Kenya, the host that of 2020, yeah. But now we're looking forward to 2022. How have the universities or the African universities taken this?
Well, in Egypt, for the first time in history, they organized the Egyptian University Snooker Championship. And I posted on Facebook and Twitter asking all countries to organize a national university tournament. And as African Federation, we gave 2 entries in our tournament that qualifies to the main tour for the champion and runner-up of every national university snooker championship, as a motive to encourage them to organize a university tournament. And as I mentioned, the men championship qualifies to the main tour. The seniors, which is over 40, qualifies to the seniors main tour. And we have a World 6 Red in Thailand. Again, we will organize a 6 Red in Morocco that qualifies. So it's a big tournament, and the talent. We've seen players winning world championship at the age of 16 and 17 and 18, and most probably these are students if they're still in their universities. So we are targeting these young talents because they are the future. So to work with the African University Federation is normal. They are very active. They like the sport. As you see from the setup in the image behind you, it's a beautiful setup, and it's a beautiful sport, and it deserves to give chances for our African players to compete in the main tour, where players can earn money and get sponsors and get recognized.
Okay. I know that there are so many things the Federation is working on now, and I know that you guys are preparing for the African Championship, which will be holding in Morocco. That's Casablanca, Morocco. So how far are the countries showing interest? Because as at the last count, if you check how many countries have submitted their intention to be part of it.
Yes, we received messages from Tanzania. They will participate, and from South Africa, from Mauritius, from Egypt, from Libya, from Tunisia, from Algeria, of course, the host country, Morocco. From Nigeria, a gentleman established an association. He say we will participate, from Kenya as well. So the entries are increasing, and I hope, I know that in Uganda there is snooker. They have applied, and we have help from the General Secretary of the FASO, Ms. Penina Kapenge, and she likes the sport, and she supports us. So we are doing our best, and we hope. I sent an email to all national Olympic committees in Africa with the invitation file. They can attend as guests, or they can apply to be full members or affiliated members. We are welcoming all, and we are being flexible. So let's hope for the best. We've done our homework by communicating with and contacting every National Olympic Committee, and we will see the response within the coming month.
Yes, I know that. Of course, there are tendencies in Africa, and there are tendencies to see. There might be tendencies, to see that it is all focused about the female or the male child, or should I say, about the man. what is the reaction of the women to the game on the continent?
Well, in the African Games, we worked also in harmony with the World Professional Billiard and Snooker Association. And we learned from them that to the IOC, it's very important, the equality between the two genders, the men and women. So if you had a look on the championships we organized men, women, and mixed doubles. And this way, the tournaments are equal. The women are playing the same number of tournaments like men. In the coming tournament in Morocco, there is a men tournament, and we are putting, or how do you say this, encouraging countries to send women to participate, especially also the tournament qualifies to the women main tour. So some, of course, have a tight budget. We will see if we can find the sponsor to pay the accommodation for the women, but definitely we want to see the maximum participation for the women tournament as well as the men.
All right, thank you. I know one of the ways to create the vibrancy about this sport, this particular sport, is making sure that a league system is well entrenched in all these countries. Is the Confederation doing something about that?
Well, we like our Zoom meeting here, every now and then we organize video conference with different countries. If some players or officials have any question, we answer. Yesterday, I made a video conference to explain what we call the club team snooker championship. Like in football, clubs send a team to play and get the title of Africa Team Club winner, exactly like the football. And here in Egypt, we have a league championship and we have a cup championship for clubs. And then the champion of the league and champion of the cup, they play and get the Super Cup. So in Egypt, we have this system, which is similar to football, and we are adopting this system to Africa because we know that there are clubs who are rich and can sponsor the players, and they will benefit from the recognition of being Africa champions. So this is a new, fresh idea, and we discuss and explain the rules of this tournament. And if any player wants to understand anything about the rule, or a club wants a coach to guide their players, we can, in association with WPBSC, we can send the coach. So we are doing our best to promote the sport and to encourage countries and to coach their players. And now with the video conference, it's easy to communicate with everyone in Africa. And I'm available most of the time. You can join by phone, by your laptop. It's very easy to communicate with everyone nowadays.
Any plan, because I'm talking to you from Nigeria, any plan to have like for example, a refresher course, a technical support from the Confederation as regards what is happening in Nigeria?
Of course, I received an email yesterday from a gentleman from Nigeria who established an association, and he wants to host one of our tournaments in Nigeria, and we support that. It is very important to me to organize tournaments in the center of Africa. So Nigeria is important, Kenya is important, Uganda is important, Senegal is important, because countries, when you calculate the travel expenses from any country to the center, it's almost equal. It's some players can drive from their country to the host country. Like I met a gentleman from Kenya when I was attending the AGM of the FASU in Uganda. So he drove by his car from one country to another. We had our meeting, and it was easy for him to travel between the two countries. So of course, it's in our agenda to go to the center of Africa And I wish to explore and find how many tables are there in Nigeria and in Uganda. I know there are clubs who have snooker rooms, but how many tables? This is information I need to know. We have official table supplier who gives the tables with 40% discount for a host country. So this will make the budget of hosting the tournament less. Of course, such an event should be broadcasted on a satellite channel, and if you do, then you will be able to get sponsors, because their advertisement will be shown to 30 or 40 countries. So there is a lot to be done, and we are willing to help any host country with our knowledge, with the equipment to get it at a reduced price. We will bring referees, we will bring our tournament committee to manage, and then administration in each country will learn from us. And you have to teach the younger generations, because you will not live forever. So you want to teach the younger, give them your knowledge, help them, guide them. And this is definitely in our policy. And I would love to see a tournament organized in Nigeria. It's a big country, have a big potential. I hope your Ministry of Sport or Olympic Committee communicates with us, and definitely I will come to Nigeria. I will help them and guide them, and maybe not just an African. We start with an African tournament to learn about the technical part of the sport, and then we can do a world championship. And we have a very good relation with the World Billiard and Snooker Association. The chairman, Mr. Jason Ferguson, is a friend of mine. We have a very good relation. He supports us in the African Games, technically and financially. And we will do the same if in Nigeria you are willing to host a world tournament. We will definitely, as African Federation, will help. We will ask for the help of the WPBSA. And who knows, maybe one day you will have a snooker ranking tournament in Nigeria. Nigeria can do it. I know it's a rich country, and you can do it.
Wow. Okay. Let's talk about sponsorship. How do you get sponsorship for some of those programs that you guys put together?
The most important thing is the TV, because any sponsor to put money into a tournament, he wants awareness for his product. So when you're talking about the African Games, you have very big media coverage. But the African Games is the African Games. You cannot compare any tournament with the African Games or the World Games. But if your channel is willing to broadcast a tournament, you can also make money, because you can sell to other interested countries and earn money. There should be a marketing company to say we are broadcasting per day, let's say 5-6 hours, and we will be live 4 hours and recorded 2 hours. And you make an offer for big companies. You have oil companies, you have mobile companies, you have maybe mineral water. You can have gambling companies. Now they are, I see in football, during the African Football Cup in Egypt, I saw a lot of advertisement for betting companies. So they are now putting a lot of money into sports. Actually, probably they are doing a lot of money out of it as well, but it's mutual benefit. What's good for the business is good for the sport, and what's good for the sport is good for the business. But the first thing to start is a contract with a TV company to tell you how many hours live, how many hours recorded, because this will be put in a file and sent to the sponsors. And step by step, you will put the pieces together, and you will have a big tournament.
All right. Before I let you go, there's this, I heard about the story about the winner of the All Africa Games. That's talking about Amin Adiri, who won against Abdulhamid Abdulrahman at the 2019 Africa Games, that he's been invited for a World Snooker Tour. Is that right? Is that true?
Yes. Every year, the champion, whether the African Championship or when in the case of the African Games, you get a 2-year main tour card. And it's the first time in history that a Moroccan player go to play to the main tour. It was a very lovely story that his girlfriend won the women championship as well. So there were 2 gold medalists went to England to play in the main tour. So it's true. And the next tournament, also the winner will get a main tour ticket for 2 years.
Well, so it was balanced, one for the men and one for the women, right?
Exactly. Always you have equality between the 2 genders.
Well, it's been really a pleasure talking to you, Mr. El-Kammah Mohamed, the president of African Billiards and Snooker Confederation. Thank you for talking to us on ASEAN Television.
Thank you for having me with you, and I hope soon in the future that I would visit Nigeria and we work together on a big tournament in Nigeria.
I can't wait, really. I must say, I can't wait because I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to us doing great things as far as snooker is concerned in Africa.
Yeah, together we will make it happen.
Thank you. Thank you. See you. Okay, thank you very much. Bye. Bye. All right. That was the president of African Billiards and Snooker Confederation, Mr. El-Kammah Mohamed. We've been talking about the plans for snooker on the continent of Africa and the upcoming African Championship. That's the African Snooker Championship coming up in Casablanca, Morocco. On behalf of the team, I just want to say thank you for joining me on this edition. See you some other time on Q Sports.